For the first course objective, my evidence of learning is my entry on discussion forum one, which is on rethinking assessment with the purpose in mind. The reversal of the assessment pyramid for distance education, especially, is very ideal, and if practiced, especially for Filipinos, this will break the this will break the psyche of being passive learners, because when you insert assessment tools for learning and as learning, it empowers students on their learning journey to be self-reflective, to be more self-reflective. My key takeaways are the following. Continuous assessments is learner centered, and it is an effective way for skills development because it enables learners to own up to their learning journey, and it enables them to strive to pace themselves according to how the programs that um, they're entering into, if they're following the pace of that program. Um, there is also a need that for us to encourage learners to self-calibrate and self-regulate and to train them to do this too. And that peer review can serve as a good assessment practice. During this activity, I felt compelled to review our virtual training programs in the corporate setting so that well-timed formative assessments can be incorporated every so often into certain programs. I had a question at the back of my head. How can we integrate peer review activities? What kind of peer activities can be done that will be effective in our corporate training programs as we develop skills of our learners? I will strive to collaborate with peers and to somehow design and test run a few peer review activities that can be very effective in our use of virtual training programs. Course objective two, my evidence of learning, is the assessment object we made through Excel Learning that we posted as an open resource. Uh, I learned my learnings here are the following. Producing quality assessments is a collaborative endeavor and should not be a solo activity. Careful selection of assessment vehicles, meaning the media, what type, should it be print, should it be um, e-portfolio, and the technology that is to be used should be carefully selected in order to meet assessment criteria, especially the essential ones on security and integrity, and ensuring the authenticity of those who are taking the assessments also. The type of technology must be inclusive and user friendly to take into consideration disabilities or inabilities of the learners being assessed. I felt enthusiastic to test my learnings in making this online assessment tool, but less confident because I wasn't really sure if it would be foolproof. Um, I had questions on the possibility of migrating high stake exams of the Insurance Commission, which is on licensing. Is it possible to transfer this online, because it would resolve a lot of issues about reach, because there are so many takers from various parts of the country? Can AI technology also be developed to mark faster assessments? And to get answers, I will search for journals on AI and assessments and explore conversations with colleagues to discuss the possibility of online assessments for the Insurance Commission. For course objective 3, my evidence of learning is FMA2, which is a plan for an assessment system of a sales training department of a life insurance company, which I have experience with. Uh, I My key takeaways are that formulating an assessment framework is critical to promoting consistency and quality assessment practices which will lead the organization to for quality learning. We need a visionary and inspirational leader to institutionalize assessment principles, policies, and criteria. This should not be the main role of the sales training unit of the organization, but there should be someone higher up there who will back up and who will ensure that what is agreed upon in the assessment framework is implemented 100%. I felt energized while making this assessment framework, but at the same time apprehensive if my output is realistic or not, because what I was creating is my ideal setup. What's the best? How can we best do this if we are to um, embrace the quality assessment tools incorporated into our training program? So I had this in mind. I also ask myself, what's the best way of securing the assessment activities, especially if it's done online? How do I ensure the integrity of the tools that I am making? And how do they do this during the pandemic? So, out of curiosity, I started asking colleagues and cohorts, especially in the MDE program, what they're doing, what they do, what their best practices are in order to address these concerns.